There were 4,475 1970 Malibu SS cars with the LS6 454 under the hood. Is this the very first one ever made? There are lots of muscle cars that are surrounded in controversy, and this one is one of those. Whenever you make a claim like a car is the first or the last or the most rare or most valuable, you better be able to back it up. And when you start to drill down and explore some of these types of claims, you find that some of them are really almost impossible to substantiate. And at one time, this car was thought to possibly be the very first LS6 Chevelle SS ever made. We don't really know for sure. We do know that this was built on December 9th, 1969, which makes it a very, very early car. And there is a story that goes along with this car, that it was built at the Baltimore plant. And there were some notes written on the build sheets, which are sheets that accompany the car that are oftentimes hidden in the upholstery or above the gas tank or somewhere, but they're documentation specific to the VIN of the car. And on this one it said, pilot job. There was also a handwritten note referring to if this car had wings, it would fly, right? So when we look at that early build date and the handwritten pilot job note, it suggests that this not only is an early production car, but it could have been a pilot car. It's not a concept car, it's not pre-production, it's a regular production car, but the numbers suggest that it's an early one. But we don't have any idea of knowing for sure, for 100% certainty, that it is the first one. General Motors might have known at some point, but a lot of those records were destroyed. So what do you do? There are some suggestions that there was a Canadian-built LS6 car with a November 1969 production date, which would make it earlier than this one. Maybe that one is. I don't know. So you can see where this controversy can start. There are arguments online about which one is truly the first and all that kind of nonsense. To me, it's kind of the fun of having a car like this. And what makes it even more special is that this is an LS6 Chevelle SS, which means it came with the 454 cubic inch V8. Now this car has the functioning cowl induction hood scoop that directs cold, fresh air right into the LS6 454 V8. And the LS6 package meant this one was rated from the factory at 450 horsepower. Now that's the highest horsepower rating ever up until that point. And they put it in a mid-size muscle car. So the parts that made it so special, you've got the cowl induction hood, and right below that was an 800 CFM Holley carburetor, which fed an aluminum intake manifold. The air passed through a solid lifter camshaft at a high lift, long duration, an 11.25:1 compression ratio, forged aluminum pistons, forged connecting rods, forged crankshaft, 4-bolt main caps. I mean, this was a brute of an engine. Chevrolet put everything they had into this thing, and the results, you could have this with a Turbo 400 automatic or a Muncie Rock Crusher 4-speed transmission, a 12-bolt rear end, 14x7 rally wheels. Put it all together, send it down the racetrack, and low to mid 13-second quarter-mile times were easily obtainable by this car. Now the other cool thing is the restoration of this car is super, super nice. It's finished in its original color, which is called dark green metallic. The restoration on this car was done in such a manner where they tried to keep as much of the original sheet metal as possible. A few places needed to be repaired, a few rust repairs and dings and dents and things like that. But it's not like this car was entirely rebodied. I mean, the majority of the original car is still here. Now, if you brought this car to a car show, of course, everybody would be crowded around the front looking under the hood at the bad motor. But this car does have kind of an interesting option in the back. It's a rear window defogger. It's a fan and a coil that blows hot air. I wonder if that works to clear tire smoke out of the car. The interior is a very rare saddle color, and the color combination, it almost has kind of a British connotation with the green and the tan, but it's unusual to see this color combination in a Chevelle SS. I think the white stripes really stand out against that dark green paint scheme. But all in all, this is a super special car. There are a handful of LS6 Chevelles in the Brothers collection, but perhaps this one is one of the most significant. You'll find more photographs of this, what could be the very first US LS6 Chevelle, on our website at MuscleCarOfTheWeek.com. And don't forget, our Facebook page has places where you can make comments and share these with your friends. And we have a YouTube channel. If you click subscribe on the YouTube channel, you'll be updated with every new Muscle Car of the Week video. Check it out.